Hi, this is the Hotbox, telling you that this video might have some sensitive stuff in it, so take a second if you need to and go check out something else. Otherwise, please enjoy the show. Hey Colleen, in case nobody ever told you, when everyone is calling you out on YouTube, your first response probably shouldn't be to pick up that stupid ukulele.
There, I put it in a song because that seems to be the only thing that you understand. Are you getting the message now, Colleen? Well, now that I've had my Taylor Swift moment.
Sometimes life throws curveballs at you. You think you're getting a key generator for TF2, it's actually ransomware, and now you're 13 years old and crying. Inspired by a true story. I thought I was going to upload a video about that weird Shein influencer trip, and I'm still going to, but I didn't expect Colleen Ballinger to drop the worst YouTube apology video I've ever seen, if you can even call it an apology. This might even be beyond
I've made a severe and continuous lapse in my judgment.
Because since the last time I talked about this, Colleen decided that, in the face of the intense allegations levied against her, the best way to respond is to write a quirky little ukulele song about it.
Hey.
A 10-minute song in which she attempts to downplay her victim's trauma and frame herself as the real victim. Colleen Ballinger has just gotten worse. So buckle up, because I'm going to walk you through every way that Colleen has continued to dodge accountability, and we're going to go through her entire response song together. Let's get right into it. Welcome back to the channel, new and returning, young and old, fans, haters, and everyone in between. If you're new here, why not subscribe? It's quick, it's easy, just takes a second, and you can always undo it, but it really does help out the channel a lot, so thank you. Now, for those of you who are just joining us, you might not know a lot about Colleen Ballinger. Well, Colleen, aka Miranda Sings, is an old YouTube personality. Colleen recently came under fire for her long history of behavior, particularly towards minors. This includes the sexualization of minors in her content and in her live-action shows. I'll play you a few clips to catch you up to speed, but I strongly recommend watching the previous video for a full compilation of the shocking things that Colleen Ballinger has done. That relationship she had with Adam McIntyre, who was a young teenager at the time of their correspondence. Adam recounts that during that time, Colleen was wildly inappropriate, to the point of using him to write her content, trauma dumping to him, and even sending him her own underwear and lingerie.
Do you mind cheese bone? I'd love them. I can't believe I'm reaching in there right now.
Me neither.
I'm the nurse. I've come to get this baby out from you. Just push from your tukey really hard. And breathe across breathing like this. Hope you smell fertile.
Now that we're all caught up, let's talk about what's happened since then. Colleen continued to tour, but amidst the controversy, her ticket sales plummeted. Prices for her shows apparently dipped as low as $3 to $5 per ticket. We got to the point where a coffee was more expensive than a Colleen Ballinger show, and that's still too much to charge for.
Looks cool. Hi, Shelly.
Oh, hey, Colleen.
So, how's puberty going?
That. Colleen's shows continued to be an awkward and creepy mess. She even made a thinly veiled reference to the allegations at one show.
It's been a crazy, just kind of few years in general. Life is crazy. There's so many things to say, and I'm not gonna say those things right now, but I do want to say that I am so appreciative of you guys, and I'm very grateful. Even though I already said that, I'm saying it again. It's one of the times, another time in my life where you guys have shown me a lot of love and support, as when we were all going through the pandemic together. That's when I kind of started vlogging.
This is early evidence of Colleen beginning to paint herself as the victim in all of this. A Redditor on r/Colleen Ballinger Snark made a post about their experience at one of Colleen's shows. Updates from the Indianapolis show. She brought out Eric twice. He sang a song with her once. She brought out Corey multiple times and did a song with him about her old journal. She did a shout out to moms. Adam quote tweeted my tweet and said that it was a change to her set to try and pander to moms to get sympathy. She messed up a few lines and definitely referenced the drama a few times. Things like, I've been having a bit of a hard time, and referencing that not everyone agrees after Eric said his wife was the best woman in the world. After changing to Colleen, she got a standing ovation, teared up a bit, and said she wasn't expecting that. She brought no kids on stage, and security tried to stop many people from recording. And if you're wondering how the show closed...
I have to pee so bad. I can't believe I sat through that. Oh, someone's booing. Someone is booing.
However, Colleen hasn't been in the business of changing too much, as a tweet from Adam McIntyre, one of Colleen's original victims, revealed that Colleen was still, to this day, in group chats with minors. A screen cap was posted of a new Instagram group chat that Colleen had with fans. In it, the group members are talking about a screen cap of a message detailing some of Colleen's unhinged behavior. The image is incredibly low resolution, but on closer examination, we can make out that Colleen thought a close fan was faking their very real illness in an attempt to get closer to Colleen. So Colleen began writing a humiliation revenge screenplay about the fan. Because that's normal behavior. So Colleen soon left the group chat early in the morning. Honestly, I'm proud of these kids in the chat for standing up to Colleen. They were in a situation where they were at a huge power imbalance and were still able to come together as a collective and stand up for one another. Now, you would think after the radio silence following all of this, Colleen was taking time to gather evidence to prove her innocence, because that's what a normal human being would and should do. And not that I know anything about being human, I'm made of cardboard, but you get my point. So if Colleen was sincere and put any thought into her actions at all, she would be publishing evidence in her favor, she would be making sincere apologies in public and in private. But instead we got the wildest Wednesday we've had in a while. Colleen Ballinger dropped a video on her second channel, by the way, which is always shady to do with a video like this that is very important and should be front and center. The video was called Hi, and it was immediately hailed as the worst YouTube apology in a long time. Now, I want to be careful about using footage from this video in case Colleen tries to copyright claim the song that she's singing, but we're gonna go through this together, because if this is the hell that Colleen wants to put us through, at least we can hold each other's hands through it. And since you're watching it here, you don't have to give your view revenue to Colleen, because if Colleen is going to trivialize and downplay her victim's trauma, the last thing she deserves right now is to be paid for it. Me, on the other hand, I have a kitty to spoil. Her name is Doom. Say hi. Now, without further ado, the apology.
Hey, it's been a while since you saw my face. I haven't been doing so great, so I took a little break. Hey, a lot of people are saying some things about me that aren't quite true. Doesn't matter if it's true, though, just as long as it's entertaining to you, right? You guys having fun?
What kind of break are you talking about? Touring? Downplaying your victim's trauma and selling merch about it all at the same tour? Not necessarily true. Look, we have video evidence of you as a grown woman repeatedly engaging in inappropriate behavior with minors. It's not about whether or not this is entertaining to us. We get no pleasure in watching you do these things to children. And nobody wants to see someone be a bad person, let alone someone kids looked up to. This is about you understanding what you did wrong and taking accountability for those actions.
All aboard the toxic gossip train, chugging down the tracks of misinformation. The toxic gossip train. You got a one-way ticket to manipulation station. Toxic gossip train, tie me to the tracks and harass me for my past. Those rumors look like facts. If you don't mind the gaps, I won't survive in the crash. But hey, at least you're having fun.
Your past? You're still on tour. You're still selling canceled merch. You're still doing these things. It's the past, but it's also the present, and it seems to be your future too, because you don't seem to be taking any interest in really changing or reflecting or being sincere in any way. Because if you were, you wouldn't be on your little sectional sofa busting out the Macala to give us a 10-minute ballad about why you're an okay person. This is like Sienna May's interpretive dance apology, only that train wreck was made by a child, and Colleen is running headfirst into 40, still doing things like this.
I've been wanting to come online and talk to you about a few things. Even though my team has strongly advised me to not say what I want to say, I recently realized that they never said that I couldn't sing what I want to say. So
Oh wow, she really said,
He didn't say I couldn't say.
you know, I think your PR team was right about keeping this one in the drafts. I hate when people take this angle in responses because it's them trying to paint themselves as taking the moral high ground. They want you to believe they fought to make the right choice by standing up to PR teams and management and the people in their life telling them to keep quiet because they care so much about you, when really, what they often care about is just their reputation.
And, today I only want to talk about the facts, so I hope that you'll be willing to listen. Here we go. Many years ago, I used to message my fans up, but not in a creepy way like a lot of you are trying to suggest. It was more of a loser kind of way, where I was just trying to be besties with everybody.
Colleen said not in a weird way, more in a loser way. Yeah, it wasn't weird. I just asked them what their favorite sex positions are, and, you know, I asked a young boy for pictures of his ass, and I tried to get a bunch of them to put tampons in their mouths. You know, it was a funny bit. That's not weird. You're weird. Don't get me wrong, Colleen. You're still a loser. It's just also weird.
It was kinda like, when you go to like a family gathering, you know, and there's a weird aunt there who keeps coming up to you and going like, hey, girl, what's the tea? And you're like, that was me. But in group chats with my fans, it was weird.
Family gathering. No, it's not. My aunt never came up to me and asked me if I was a virgin. She never asked me what my favorite sex positions were, nor did she tell me to go bully her ex-husband, at least on the internet.
I've been sharing my life online for over 15 years. I've poured my heart out to you, and because of that I feel like I'm talking to my friends. But in the beginning of my career, I didn't really understand that maybe there should be some boundaries.
Colleen can try to sell these actions as things that have happened in the distant past all she wants. She can try to minimize the scale of her actions by talking about how many years she's been online, but the things that she's being criticized for these days happened much closer to the present than they did to the beginning of her online career. It's important to make note of that so that Colleen can't downplay these things.
There were times in the DMs when I would overshare details of my life, which was really weird of me. I haven't done that for years. You see, because I changed my behavior and I took accountability. But that's not very interesting, is it?
Is the accountability in the room with us? There's another chorus. I'm not going to make you sit through that. Let's keep on chugging. Get it? Chugging? Because it's a toxic gossip train.
In all seriousness, I do think it's really important to hold people accountable for their mistakes. You know, we should hope that everyone can learn from their mistakes and grow and change their behavior and be a better person. This is something that I've always tried to do when I make mistakes, and is something that I will continue to try to. What? Oh, you don't care? Oh, okay. I thought you wanted me to take accountability, but that's not the point of your mob mentality, is it? No, your goal is to ruin the life of the person you despise, while you dramatize your lies and monetize their demise.
Accountability is so important to you, right? It's so important that you made fun of cancel culture at your show because you don't perceive anything you've done as a mistake worthy of being truly sorry for. We absolutely want you to take accountability. This is just not it. Making everyone that criticizes you out to be a crazy mob and reinforcing the idea that everyone else is wrong using a 10-minute ukulele tune is not accountability. No one's here to sensationalize things or to try to ruin your life. You're doing that one just fine on your own. And I don't even think your life will be truly ruined by any of this, being frank, because you've survived era after era of YouTube. You've done sketches, book deals, live action shows. I'm not stupid to the amount of money those things pull in and have pulled in the past. So unless you're financially irresponsible too, your channel, your fan base, and your bank account will still be there at the end of the day.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't realize that all of you are perfect. So please, criticize me, bring out the daggers made from your perfect past and stab me repeatedly in my bony little back. I'm sure you're disappointed in my shitty little song. I know that you wanted me to say that I was 100% in the wrong. Well, I'm sorry, I'm not gonna take that route of admitting to lies and rumors that you made up for clout.
What rumors? You mean the rumor that you were sexualizing minors on tour? No, you did that one. You mean the rumor that you were sending underwear to Adam, who was a minor? No, you did that one too. You mean sexualizing children again and again, including your unborn child? Nope. Nope, you did that one too. I'm so confused as to what rumors Colleen thinks people made up for clout. Because so far, this has been 4.5 minutes of telling us that we're crazy and evil and we're stabbing Colleen in the back right now. Colleen, The knife is coming from inside the house. We didn't do anything except put the things you've been doing on blast. You were the one that did them to begin with.
Hey everybody, I found someone new to harass. She did some things that I do not like in her past, so everybody, gather round, cause we're about to attack but not based on facts. Oh no, your loaded lethal weapon is your fingers on the keys. You don't need any armor when you can hide behind the screen, so shoot me down, quick, with a click, and bam, my reputation's deceased.
I didn't just not like the stuff that you did in your past. It's morally wrong. This is the opposite of taking accountability. You understand? This is downplaying the impact that you've had and making people feel bad for saying something in the first place.
I also wanted to take a minute to talk about that girl. Miranda Sings, you know the one. Yeah, she's PG-13. It says that on my website. And it's always been that way. And that's why you won't find my videos on the YouTube Kids app anyway. I didn't realize it was my responsibility to decide what was appropriate for every kid to see. I've always relied on parents to decide if they're comfortable with their families watching my YouTube videos or coming to my live shows.
Guys, it's all okay because kids can only use the YouTube Kids app. So because her videos aren't on there, she wasn't hurting any kids. Oh, get owned, cancel culture. Ha! No, shut up. I think you need to reevaluate what you define as PG-13 too. Because even if you are PG-13, that is such a broad term to the point that it's almost a cop-out. That's like saying something was PG back in the 80s. You know what else was PG? Invasion of the Body Snatchers. You know what else was PG? Jaws. There's plenty of horror movies like The Grudge and The Last Exorcism that are PG-13 too. My point is, there's often things that one would think are inappropriate for younger audiences that get deceptive rating labels. Even if you're not the arbiter of what is right and wrong, you are intensely aware that your audience is children, and you have a moral responsibility to be conscious of what you put into your content and about who you put on stage at your show.
Have I made some jokes in poor taste? Yes. Have I made lots of dumb mistakes? Yes. But was my intention to manipulate?
Probably.
It's not very fun to have millions of people all over the world call you the most vile, horrendous, disgusting, life-ruining words that a person can be called, in my opinion,
You mean the same thing that you let people do to a teenager? To a 17-year-old?
She got James Charles to publicly go on the record saying that I was a liar and that I was a little bitch and that I was a manipulative person. This 17-year-old, by the way, was manipulating this 30-year-old, was whatever. He says, it's all lies. This boy was begging it. He ran her. She never ghosted. He's trying to bring her child into the argument. His story doesn't look the best, but he's just looking for attention since Colleen won't give it to him anymore, and y'all are feeding it. Even if she did address it, people would say she's attacking a minor. Let her take care of her family and son, and I'm sorry to see my friend getting dragged over lies. And then he says no one is encouraging bullying or harassment. It doesn't matter how old he is. He lied.
It doesn't matter that these things aren't true. Everyone just believes that you are the type of person who manipulates and abuses children, so I just wanted to say that I'm the only thing that I've ever groomed as my 2 Persian cats. I'm not a groomer. I'm just a loser.
Oh, don't sell yourself short. You can be both. I can't believe you saw the allegations against you and thought, instead of saying I'm sorry, you know what I should say? The only thing I've groomed is my Persian cat.
Who didn't understand I shouldn't respond to fans, and I'm not a predator, even though a lot of you think so because 5 years ago, I made a fart joke, so...
Is this genuinely why she thinks people are calling her a groomer? This isn't about one fart joke. Girl, we're calling you a groomer because you groomed children.
Hi, okay, my name is Becky. I'm the girl in this video, and this video has over 1 million views, and that is a lot of people to be seeing this story without hearing it from me, so I want to explain this. So I was a fan of Colleen and all the Ballinger family for a very, very long time, and I think in this video I was about 16. If you've never been to a Miranda show, Colleen frequently has segments where she calls people up on stage. One of those segments was the porn bit, which I'm not really going to be explaining in this video, but that's why I was kind of trying to dress skimpy so that I would be called up on stage and basically get degraded by Miranda. But I did not get called up for that. I got called up for the yoga challenge. Now, as soon as I stood up from the audience, I saw Colleen's eyes widen because she realized I was not wearing pants. But for some reason, that didn't stop her from continuing. In fact, no adult at any point stepped in this situation. So we get to the point in the yoga challenge where I am laying down and Colleen is spreading my legs basically as far as she can. She spreads them so far that you can see the spandex I was wearing under my romper, which thank God I was wearing. Now, the original video posted by Xandar, I'm sorry if I pronounced her name wrong, is only a screenshot, but there is a whole video of this. But that screenshot is the most important because that is the moment I will never forget, where I was laying under Colleen and she was smirking down at me while thousands of people were laughing, and I was terrified that my body wasn't covered up enough by the spandex or the romper. I basically felt naked, so it felt incredibly sexually violating. I was younger and my body was still developing and I was still becoming comfortable with myself, so for her to use my body as entertainment on stage really set my confidence back quite a lot. And not to mention, after all this, after the show, I had to walk back to my car where there was many men staring at me in a very predatorial way that they were not looking at me before because of how exposed I had been on stage. So I literally did not feel safe leaving the venue. And I'm not saying this was sexual assault, although people are debating that in that comment section, but as someone who has been sexually assaulted, this situation gave me that same feeling where it feels like you need to purge and like clean out your insides, you know, just that nasty, gross feeling. There's a couple comments on Xandar's video being like, oh, she signed up for that, why is this such a big deal, blah blah blah. Colleen exploited my minor body for entertainment and money and did not protect my safety at this show. As an outsider looking into this situation, it may seem like this wasn't a big deal, but this was really pretty scary for my teenage self, and especially as someone who loved and looked up to Colleen. And I could never say anything because everybody loved her. But this is who she really is. She uses kids for her own gain. I was a minor, and again, she did not protect me. So if you're watching this and you're thinking about taking your kids to a Miranda show, I would advise you to think twice because you may come back with years of trauma, and I don't wish that on anyone.
People are mad because you spread the legs of a teenage girl on stage when she was wearing clothing that wouldn't fully cover her. It had nothing to do with the fart aspect of the joke. I don't want you to die. I want you to be responsible with your platform and your voice, and not hurt people.
Even though I know this video won't change anyone's mind about me, I still felt it was important to come on here and defend myself a little and take accountability.
I think you've got it all wrong, Colleen. This video will change people's minds. This video is quickly alienating what few supporters you had left. This video is changing people's minds, but not in the way you want it to.
And I also wanted to say that to anyone out there who has ever supported me in any capacity, I really, really appreciate you. Thank you for what it's worth. I never had any bad intentions, but I do feel like shit.
Oh, you feel bad. Oh, wow, everybody. Pause. The Colleen show is on, and she feels bad. How about the people you hurt? How about the children you traumatized? How about them?
Actually.
No. Not the encore. What is this encore she thinks we want? And how can she sit there and make that little face and think, oh, you know what? I'm on fire right now. They need one more verse just to show how good of a person I really am.
It seems like maybe you're confused about something. I don't know.
Confused? What is there to be confused about? We've seen everything.
Sometimes people make a mistake and it doesn't make them a horrible person.
I'm struggling so hard because does Colleen genuinely think she's a good person? Let me get this straight. You want me to see all the bullying, the fantasies, the slurs, and the child sexualization, and you want me to think that you're a good person? I am begging you for one good reason, and I'll give you a hint. You're not gonna find it on the fretboard. Yes, it's true that everyone makes mistakes. No matter how big or small of a mistake, people's actions have consequences. But I don't see how the deliberate manipulation and sexualization of minors for nearly half of your career is somehow a mistake.
Sometimes people can make a mistake and you can kindly let them know and help them to grow.
Hey, could someone remind me why it's our job to teach the 30-year-old woman that it's wrong to put kids' hands in your pants? Like, if you want us to have a dialogue so bad, don't be so close-minded. Don't be so standoffish. Stop asking us to talk to you and then disabling comments or deleting comments. Actually listen to criticism and don't make it out to be a desperate hate mob all the time. And the way this video ends.
What do I know? Me, right?
Right. You know, everyone calling this the worst apology video is wrong, because this isn't an apology video. It's a soundtrack, doubling down on what she did. We asked for sorry and we got a f***ing iTunes single. Colleen took weeks to reflect and still thinks she's the victim. And that says a lot. It takes a certain level of audacity to not only refuse to apologize privately, but to turn your victim's trauma into a parody song. I mean, what kind of loser does a parody song, am I right? Anyways, I want Colleen to grow. And growing isn't tuning out any voice that isn't in agreement with you. Growing is actually listening and doing better. So what can we take away from this? Where will this go now? Well, other than taking bets in the comment section for how long this video will stay up, all this shows us is that Colleen Ballinger is exposing herself for who she truly is. She is only interested in self-preservation. There seems to be no empathy or remorse for the impact of anything that she's done, because in Colleen's eyes, there was never any wrong done to begin with. If, by some astronomical odds, this video doesn't completely undo Colleen's career and life, I hope that Colleen gets the help that she needs and is able to become someone a little more sincere and considerate. My heart goes out to Adam and all the other victims impacted by Colleen over the years. I hope every single one of them finds peace sooner rather than later. I hope that one day, Colleen can see the true magnitude of what she's done and the pain she's caused other people, and that she can bring herself to apologize personally to everyone she's impacted. Because no one likes seeing creators, people who are supposed to be forces for positivity, turn out to be creeps. And that's everything I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed, please leave a like and spread the video around. Tell your friends. Whenever you're watching this, I hope you have a good rest of your day and an even better tomorrow. I love you, and before you say it back, look in the mirror and say it to yourself. And I'll see you in the next episode of whatever I make. And until next time, this has been The Hot Box. Bye. Whoops.